So, cider making. I've got the dessert apples. I've harvested them quite early. They're still not as sweet as they do get. They're still a bit bitter. The pips are still white. I've been crushing them with the new crusher. This one has steel gears, and hopefully it'll be a bit harder wearing than the last Chinese one. Coming in at £50 cost, made by Apex. So I've started on the first bin, and I was just going to look at some of the weights and volumes involved. I was going to weigh and see how much I get in the hopper, and time, seeing how long it takes to do, and the volume of this cylinder, which I use for pressing, and given a weight of crushed apple and pressed, how much volume of juice I get from each quantity of weight of apple. And so then add some sugar and yeast and start it fermenting, and so have some idea of the time and quantities involved with using this technique. So that is just over 2.5 kilograms of apples and nearly 6 pounds. So I'm getting 5 kilograms in a hopper. That's all of them done, and that's taken 5 minutes. So 2 litres of apple pulp weighs about 1.3 kilograms. That's about 4 litres. It's 2.3 kilograms. And this cylinder of the press is 8.5 centimetre diameter. So the volume of this cylinder is given by pi r squared times the height, 3.14 times 8.5 squared times 21 centimetres, which comes out about 4.8 litres. So this apple pulp is about, I just measured for about 4 litres in. We should have a bit of space at the top to fit the wood in to press it, and this 4 litres of apple pulp weighs 2.28 kilograms, and I expect it to give about 300 mils of juice once we've pressed it all. Squash it in a bit to fit it in. So that's 4 litres of apple pulp. Gives us a bit of space to fit these wooden blocks in. show how many pounds pressure this puts on the pulp. I do find if I blend the pulp, having put it through the crusher, through an electric kitchen blender, I do tend to get more of the juice out. But to feed the pulp to the sheep, which they like, so it's not wasted, even if I don't get all the juice out. And you can see the juice coming out. Now this juice tastes quite nice as it is, without fermenting it into cider. However, even if you keep it in the fridge, it does start to ferment. And so I think if I started using the juice, I could use it for over about a week, 2 weeks. After that it start to taste a bit funny because it will be fermenting. So if you keep it anaerobic and add a brewer's yeast, you get an alcohol building up to about 5%, and then that stops all microbe activity, and then the cider can last. Well, this year I've just finished the last cider I made, which I made in 2018. I didn't make any in 2019. I made cider 2017, 2018, didn't make any in 2019, and now I've made 5 litres of crab apple cider, and I'm just making these dessert apples, and the brambles are still on the tree. But these dessert apples have still got white pips, and they're taking them quite early at this stage. It's first week of September. There's a good crop. There's over 60 kilograms of apples here. So I'll start these fermenting. I've got some 35 litre demijohns. I'll start making up a brew in there, and then I'll add the Bramley apples. If I go half and half, I will have 2 separate ciders. Well, if this doesn't quite make up a demijohn, I'll add some of the Bramleys to this brew. So this has been pressing now for 10 minutes, and from 4 litres of apple pulp we've got just short of a litre of apple juice, so about a quarter. That's over a pint and a half of juice out of about a gallon. So I find that when I've tightened it up, I use a lever. It wants about a 13mm rod in the press. When I've tightened it up, if I leave it for a bit, then I can press it out a bit more. So if I get on with crushing more apples to pulp, and then come back and keep squeezing this a little bit more, then I'll hopefully get about a litre. It's about 800ml at the moment, a litre or so, and then put some more in. That's the plan. So this is my fermentation vessel, a 5-gallon wine fermenter from Rich's, bought from the brewing shop, which is closed now. And I've got some Cross My Loof Brew all-purpose wine yeast, and I'm going to add that to the apple juice with a little bit of sugar and start the fermentation.